suffering, right? It's like, what do you do with psychological suffering? I really wanted an antidote to that. I'd had some moments of real suffering as a teenager, and like my best friend died when we were 13, right? So like as a 13-year-old, I realized, wow, this is not the game I thought I was playing, right? Like the worst thing I can imagine can happen at a moment's notice, and from an angle that I didn't even know was possible. I mean, if you'd asked me as a 13-year-old, do you think it's possible that one of your friends might die? Well, yeah, obviously we would have rationally said yes, but the fact that it was really on the menu, and it's on the menu every moment of the day, came crashing down. So I spent a lot of time thinking about death. From that moment forward, then my dad died when I was 17. Then I got to Stanford, and I had a girlfriend break up with me after my freshman year. My freshman year girlfriend broke up with me, and that hit me really hard. I mean, I was like, I think the first months of sophomore year, I was like clinically depressed. I mean, I just was, I was just perseverating on having lost this relationship. I was so bummed about myself, and yeah, I was just in a black hole. And the moment I had this first experience on MDMA, I realized I saw the mechanism. I saw how it was entirely self-imposed, right? I was just thinking in this endless loop about how much I wished I, had this relationship that I no longer have, how I'm not going to have it tomorrow, how good it was, how I'm still not going to have it. I was like, I was pinching myself and then wondering why I was uncomfortable. And until you can meditate, the profundity of psychedelics for most of us is that it shows you, again, I have to keep issuing this caveat because it can show you frank psychosis too, but in the best case, it shows you a different possibility, but in my view, it's not the method to actualize that possibility. You can see the grass is greener on it. Yeah, and you can't be in doubt about that, but you actually need a practice to change your habits of attention moment to moment. The really profound thing about meditation is that it shows you that there's something very misleading about the high of psychedelics, in that the real freedom can be found in ordinary states of consciousness. You don't actually have to feel this incredible onrushing of energy that causes your body to disappear and for you to feel like you're one with the cosmos. You can actually you can look for yourself and fail to find it conclusively, even when you're checking your email. Nothing suddenly becomes like a 400 microgram acid trip. It's just the clarity of there is no ego in the middle of experience. There's just experience, right? And then we can talk about more about how that's possible and how one might find that. But it's a very different discovery. It doesn't require any physiological change. It just requires you to break the spell of thought.
Right.
So I was suffering a lot before I'd had that first experience on MDMA. And so it was a revelation to me that I could suddenly see everything from this other perspective, where just me getting endlessly wrapped around the axle of self was my problem. The blows to you are meted out by thought, right? It requires the thought to feel that miserable in the next moment. More accurately, it requires having no perspective on the thought. It requires being identified with the thought. And that's the spell that meditation breaks.